what? I am just going to say it right here, right now. Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies is not a bad experience. FBI, open up!
Alright, what's going on, guys? Hope y'all are doing well. So, in case you haven't heard the news, Vanguard Season 2 has been delayed for a little bit, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know the exact original timing, but I'm almost positive that Season 2 at this point in time was already supposed to be coming out. It was either like today or in a couple days from now, but it has been delayed for a bit. So, I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys the statement. This is pretty much for both Warzone and Vanguard for Season 2 on both of these games, and they're just saying that they've rescheduled the start of Season 2 to begin on the 14th of February just to sort out bugs and make sure that the gameplay and the quality of experience is as high as possible, from their words. Now, it's interesting because this is delayed until it literally comes out on Valentine's Day, and I don't know how much content we're actually going to be getting, so it's Valentine's Day. There's a good chance I'm probably not on the game. I think a lot of the reason it was delayed was because of all the shifting on that's going around at Activision and all, you know, basically we're now seeing the ripple effects from the situation that came out a few months ago. So this is pretty much the manifestation of that. But regardless, we're going to talk about the content that we do know that we're getting for Season 2, and specifically where Vanguard Zombies is headed, for those people who are still just sort of keeping tabs on the game. So if you guys enjoyed the video today, regardless, I would really appreciate a like rating, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. And before we get into what's changing with Vanguard, I do want to thank today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by War Thunder. War Thunder is a free-to-play game featuring intense battles between military vehicles. There are over 2,000 models of military vehicles spanning across huge stretches of time from the 20th century all the way up to modern times. Also, 10 different nations and factions are featured in the game, including the USSR, USA, Germany, Great Britain, China, Japan, Italy, Sweden, and Israel. There are tons of beautiful and unique locations to fight in and discover, not only featuring grounded combat, but also complete aerial combat as well. And the best part is, whether you prefer fighting in the air or fighting on the ground, you still have the ability to make the vehicle exactly how you want it through the deep customization system. With an absolute plethora of battles to have, interesting and unique locations to discover, and absolutely insane military vehicles to pilot, tons of stunning visual effects with the nuclear strike and other in-game destruction elements. War Thunder is able to bring all of this in one package, and if this interests you, please download this using the link in the description, and you'll get 3 days of a premium account and unique vehicles to begin with. And this goes for new and old players alike. However, old players will get vehicles only. So make sure to go download using the link in the description, and thank you very much to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. For those of you that missed the last update that Vanguard Zombies had, it was a pretty substantial patch, like all things considered. Was it an amazing patch that changed the course of the game? Absolutely not. But what it did add was a few things that the community definitely requested, which is, in a sense, I would say halfway around base map. You can play Shinonuma as a survival experience now, and there were some infrastructure put in that were to resemble some either beginning steps of a main Easter egg or is a side Easter egg in and of itself. But either way, nothing really too crazy there. But Season 2, they've been hinting at since that update that they're going to be adding both the main quest and a ton of new locations and objectives that are unique to this mode. And why is this important? I think when we get into the specifics here, you're going to start to see that it's sort of becoming the game almost in a way that it should have been on launch. It's sort of funny, like it's Season 2, and I would still say that it's maybe slightly behind the bare minimum quality of the game where it should have launched. So we're just really still playing catch up about 3 months into this point. But it does look like as well we are getting a pause button with Season 2, which hopefully is functional, because like I was playing today and literally my games in solo are lagging on their like server situation. So they've got something to get sorted out there. In terms of other changes, in the last update, we got the ability to upgrade our field upgrades now. And a lot of you may have missed this feature. It's called the Tome of Rituals, I believe, and it's basically upgrading the tiers in-game, which I think, again, is a cool idea. But they did nerf Ring of Fire, so when it launched, you could use Ring of Fire, and the kills that the ability itself would gather would recharge the ring, and it was unbelievably strong. Like, it was basically the easiest high-round strategy in the entire game. That has been nerfed now. They completely changed it. It's still good, but it's not nearly as broken as it was, but it's just like, they are able to change these things very rapidly, but it's like other features that we need seem to take literal months. I don't know. Again, I know it's complicated, but it's just a funny observation I had. So within Season 2, let's talk a little bit about this main Easter egg that's coming. Now, again, in the last update, we had like a little bit of hints to go off of. There's some new things in the Shinonuma survival map, and there's a way that you can basically interact with a few items around the map, and you can spawn this green portal. It looks visually very cool. You cannot interact with it at the moment, but it's like a lot of this, I imagine, is going to be infrastructure for what the main Easter egg is. Now, unfortunately for a lot of the community, I really don't think that this main Easter egg is going to take long to solve at all. Like, some people were saying, oh, I think it would be great if we got a main Easter egg, and to some degree, Duranfang could redeem itself at least a little bit if the Easter egg was like a really fun hunt that took a while. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's probably not. I think this is going to get solved faster than Cold War Zombies maps, which again were solved in about 2 to 4 hours on average, just because there isn't a lot to work with in the entire game. I feel like you can't exactly design an Easter egg that's going to take a while without a lot of these components. It's pretty obvious that this main Easter egg is going to entail the new Dark Ether locations that we're getting, which again I assume is where that green portal leads, and then also we're getting a new hub location, which potentially might be the new spawn, and maybe you get to choose which location you spawn in. And it does seem like, from what we know, this is going to be some sort of Egypt map. So it's not going to be the Stalingrad location, although structurally, like going into objectives and doing things of that nature will likely be the same layout. You're just going to be in an Egypt location instead. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, the Zombies community has been asking for an Egypt location in a map for a long time. Interestingly, there was one in development for World War II Zombies from 2017, and because this is Sledgehammer working on it, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to make the wild assumption that a lot of the like assets that were made for that Egypt map back in 2017 are probably going to be reused in this one. I'm going to do some extra scouting to see if that actually is the case, but I'm going to be curious to see when it does release. Now, I don't know if they mentioned this in the last update we got, but they mentioned it somewhere on a blog post that we are getting multiple new wonder weapons for the game, which I know, shocker, right? It's hard to be excited about that when, again, it's something that literally should have launched with the game. It's one of those things that now I play Vanguard, I'm like, wow, something big is missing, because just really not even having the possibility of playing any kind of cool or unique wonder weapon, and you're stuck with just like the base bullet guns. I don't know, it feels like a huge chunk of the heart is missing from Zombies. And obviously this is a dev time / resource thing, but the ray gun, I believe, is one of the wonder weapons, and there's a few other unique ones that we're getting too. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be upgradable via their own quest or pack-a-punchable. Who really knows? It's possibly going to be a situation like the Die Shockwaves, where you have like these very minor quests just to get the different elemental types. I don't know. At least we're probably getting a ray gun, so that's good to know. Now, there's a good chance that some of you either don't remember this or maybe just haven't even heard about it at all, because it only happened like a month and a half ago, but basically a new mode for Vanguard Zombies got leaked, which sounds very similar to Grief mode from Black Ops 2. And again, on paper, I think this sounds great. Pretty much in the files, there is a leaked PvP style of mode for Vanguard Zombies, and the only thing we really have to compare that on a baseline level to is Grief. But I'm just gonna say that it probably wouldn't work the same way at all because of Vanguard's mechanics, the way that the game itself plays out. Grief mode in and of itself would not work on Duranfang. Just like when you think about it, would not be compatible whatsoever. But whatever PvP mode they're working on, still haven't mentioned anything official, and I don't believe we're going to get it in Season 2, but there is a possibility that we hear about it of what they're doing going forward with maybe possibly Season 3 or even Season 4. And to be honest, I can't get too upset about this. I think it would be interesting if they released a PvP mode relatively soon, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind them saving the resources and dev time, either using that mode in a Zombies game that is received better, or either reworking it for another project. I don't know, but it's interesting now because obviously Vanguard's Zombies team is fairly small at the moment, and I don't believe they're getting any of the resources from the Microsoft deal. I just don't think things are going to move that quickly. And here's the craziest part, right? Apparently, Treyarch is now also working on Call of Duty 2022. So I don't know how thin spread they are across both Vanguard, Call of Duty 2022, which again is probably Modern Warfare 2, and then Treyarch's 2023 project, which again to some degree is up in the air because of that Microsoft deal. But even so, it's like to some degree this is why a lot of these projects are coming out unfinished, because it just seems that everything is spread way too thin and there isn't enough time and resources being put into one project until completion. Again, hopefully this is going to change soon, and I don't expect this to be the case forever, but we're literally seeing what happens when you let that go too far with Vanguard Zombies. And the thing is, like, I just really tried to look around and I haven't seen literally anybody, like maybe the guy at the beginning of this video in the meme who is defending the game, but other than that, there really is nobody that I still believe is unironically interested in Vanguard Zombies right now. I'm interested in the sense that I'm following along with the game whenever they have major content updates, as I want to see sort of how long it takes for them to get back to baseline of where the game should have launched. And I am genuinely curious to see where the game will end up in, let's say, like 6 months or maybe even a year by the time the next game comes out. But at the moment right now, I don't think the game is really doing it for anybody. And I feel like they're not going to justify putting any more resources into the game to overcompensate and bring players back on a game that's already this far in the mud. So as it stands right now, Vanguard Season 2 is coming out on Valentine's Day on the 14th, so it's about 2 weeks from this point, a little less than, but at least we're getting a main Easter egg and we're getting some other things that the game desperately needed, but again, should have launched with the game for sure. I think there's really no excuse for that, but I will make sure to cover it. I can't guarantee you exactly when I will, but I am genuinely interested in playing the main Easter egg, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. And then I am going to talk about Call of Duty 2022 in a few days, because I guess if Treyarch's working on that, that might imply some possibility of a third game mode or some sort of zombies mode, because I think a lot of it's just basically wrote it off that it would never have it because Modern Warfare 2019 didn't have it, but I guess we'll see. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Be sure to leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I also stream over on Twitch. I'm probably streaming right now by the time you're watching this, and make sure to go click the link in the description and come hang out. I'd love to see you over there. But anyways, have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy and peace out.